The warning has been announced. We just have 13 days left, but the clock is ticking and we are all running out of time. If you haven't heard or seen this important update, stick around because you're not going to want to miss it. And don't expect gas, food, or housing prices to drop soon, experts say. 3 Duke University economists said that with gas prices and interest rates continuing to rise, the country appears headed towards a recession. And even if the suggested gas tax holiday comes this summer, we have to keep in mind it is up to the gas suppliers to decide how much of that to pass on to consumers. But overall, experts think the total savings will end up being somewhere around $1 to $1.50 less in the cost of filling up your tank. Not huge reprieve. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for joining me again today. I want to bring you guys several updates. Some important news and information I think is going to be very helpful and beneficial to you. Roe v. Wade, gas prices, food shortages, and inflation. Now, these are the polling questions on the most recent community post. Many of you have voted and commented, and I will keep this going for a while to let some more votes roll in. Cast your vote now if you haven't already. I'll put a link in the description to the poll so you can find it pretty easily. It's on the community tab, but just in case, I'll put the link in the description. Now, they are continuing the status quo of division and distraction. It is up to you to be alert, stay smart, and continue down the righteous path. Remember, you can find and share my channel by typing in Kevin, all caps, K-E-V-I-N, or by typing in Kevin, S-H-T-F, Kevin Prep, Kevin Prepping, and I believe now Kevin Finance, Kevin Money, or Kevin Make Money, and Kevin Side Hustles will bring up my videos in search. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to turn on your notifications. So not that it should come as any surprise, but current polling survey results show that 83% of Americans describe the current state of the economy as poor.
Current polling shows 83% of Americans describe the current state of the economy as poor. This comes alongside President Biden's approval numbers continuing to drop, approaching the midterms in November. Joining us now is Frank Luntz, pollster and political analyst. And in your long career, Frank, we've seen some, I guess, other periods where inflation finally rears its ugly head, but it's been a long time, but few things really get the juices flowing, like seeing a grocery bill or a gas bill and just going, whoa. I mean, that really is, it affects everyone and it's visceral.
And what was 13 days are now just down to 4 as we approach the 4th of July weekend. We're headed on a direct course for a head-on collision and an absolute explosion on inflation. Check this out.
But few things really get the juices flowing, like seeing a grocery bill or a gas bill and just going, whoa. I mean, that really is, it affects everyone and it's visceral, I think. Are you seeing that in polling?
Yes, we are. And the tragedy is that we've tried to explain this to the Biden administration because they're the ones that need to know, and they've refused the presentation. So on your show, I'm going to tell you what I would have told them if they had only listened. We are 13 days away from an absolute explosion on inflation. There are 3 holidays, there are 3 moments when Americans take to the roads and when Americans buy more food than at any other time of the year. Christmas, Thanksgiving, and the 4th of July weekend. And everyone's going to be filling up their car 13 days from now, and they can't put $40 or $50 in their tank. They actually have to fill it up, and that's when the explosion hits. They can't just buy 80% of what they want. They have to fill their shopping carts for the barbecues and the cookouts. And 13 days from now, the American people are going to come face to face with these higher prices and face to face with the fact that they can't afford it.
He's right. I know you all can relate. $40 or $50 in your tank is a joke now. Fill-ups are nearing $80, $90, $100, and even more depending on your vehicle and what part of the country you live in. And he brings up a good point. How many of you plan to have a barbecue or cookout this 4th of July? Can I get a quick show of hands in the comments? Or just hit the like button if you haven't already, if you plan on throwing a barbecue for the 4th of July, or at least attending one or a cookout for the holiday weekend.
You have to go back to 2009, 13 years ago, to find a time when these economic numbers are as bad as they are today. And the difference is that back then it affected roughly 60% of the population. Now, with inflation, no matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter how much you make, you're impacted by it. And that impact will be felt shortly.
And he is absolutely right. Inflation affects everybody. No one is immune. But let's be honest. The lower income bracket earners, the working middle class, working poor consumers, not producers, who work their butts off and earn just enough money each week or every other week to be poor, are going to feel the pain the most. If you don't have a plan and a strategy to begin earning more money, this pain is going to begin to hurt even worse and could have devastating effects on you and your family. Don't let these news reports and your own personal fears get in the way of you earning more money and increasing your income. I've helped so many people improve their financial situations and reach goals and levels that they never dreamed possible. And it all starts with one simple trick that most people ignore. If you're interested in learning more, drop me an email or sign up for my newsletter. We can do this together. The sooner you start, the better. There are some great side hustle opportunities out there despite the current disaster of an economy we are faced with.
And finally, Donald Trump misidentified the stock market as being the aspect of the American economy that people related to when they decided whether things were good or bad. Joe Biden is misidentifying jobs. Right now, you only have a tiny percentage of Americans that feel in any way insecure or unaffected. But inflation touches everyone everywhere. And unless he gets this inflation under control, where people are not exasperated and are not furious and anxious and angry, unless he does something immediately, this is going to affect the midterms. This is already affecting his popularity. And quite frankly, Joe Biden is the most unpopular president at this moment in his term since Jimmy Carter. You'd have to go back to 1978 for the last time a president had ratings this low.
You can start earning more money in your spare time and possibly by doing things you're already doing now, with the main difference being you start getting paid for it. Comment below and let me know if you know what a W-9 is. No harm if you don't, but I just want to get a gauge of where our community, our family is right now, so I know where to start with the education process to get you on track to bring in extra income fast as a small business owner and help combat rising food costs, gas prices, housing and rent, and inflation in general. From there, we're going to start building your emergency fund. You know, the thing that Dave Ramsey's always talking about? Working on some form of savings, paying down high interest debts, which is very important right now, more important now than ever. And begin building your investment portfolio so you can be in a position to earn some impressive gains in the stock and crypto markets while we take advantage of the current bear market opportunity. Prepare now for more than just food shortages and empty shelves. Prepare for ultimate post-crash survival. You're capable of greatness and success. Money isn't everything, but it is a valuable resource in life. I was watching Patrick Humphrey the other day, and he shared an image on the screen showing the U.S. national debt and showed the debt per citizen and the debt per taxpayer. It was a disturbing amount that we all owe, by the way. It is like the worst BNPL or buy now, pay later arrangement ever, as we didn't actually buy anything, but we still have to pay. The current debt per citizen is around $91,000 or $92,000. That means for every new life brought into this world as a qualified U.S. citizen, you owe a pretty respectable year's worth of salary before you can even walk. Think about that. So like I said, money isn't everything, but we are born and brought into this world and this country with debt. And in order to survive, we have to be able to afford to pay our bills, buy food, necessities, put a roof over our heads, pay for gas and or diesel. Oh, and don't forget to pay your taxes too. The politicians need to get paid as well, you know? Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please keep the emails coming. I've got a lot of them to go through. I was actually on the road for most part of today, so I wasn't able to get to the emails like I wanted to, but I will be going through them as quickly as I can and responding to you and also sharing some of the topics that you guys have brought up on the channel for everyone to reap the benefits of. Thank you so much for supporting and sharing and helping our community and our family. I wish you all the best. I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.
When you're conducting polls, and I'm sure you're asking not just how is inflation affecting you and how important it is, but you must ask for who do you think caused it? Who do you think is responsible? What do you get? The Putin price hike. How many people buy into that? I guess they might say maybe part of it is that, but how many think that that's the main reason that we're in this situation?
And that's the right question to ask for a political impact. And a significant percentage, about a third, blame the war in Ukraine for what's happening, although we're not even talking about the shortages. Right now, you can get food, but it's really expensive. With what we know is going to come out of Ukraine in the months to follow, we're not even going to be able to get the food by the time we go into the early fall. And again, I don't think the Biden administration is afraid of the political impact, so they're downplaying the personal impact. And the truth is they should be candid. The other thing that people blame, about 25%, are corporations for taking the opportunity for charging too much. And again, the Biden administration is trying to blame ExxonMobil and companies like that for the reason why gas prices are so high. The key is not who they blame. The fundamental key is who they think is trying to solve it. And this is where the administration comes up short. It was the biggest mistake, and I'm a language person. And that word that they used again and again for the first couple months, that this is only transitory, there are millions of people, literally millions, who now know what that word means and now blame the administration for not doing more. So looking backward, they're not necessarily blamed for having ignored it or for having not done enough. But looking forward, they're absolutely held responsible for why this problem is getting worse and worse. And mark my words, 13 days from now is when it's going to hit its peak. Right now, 1/3 of Americans believe inflation is the number one issue. I believe that's going to climb to 40% in the weeks to follow.